Yo, what's poppin', dog? How y'all niggas doing? How y'all niggas doing? Y'all see the fucking sun beaming on the nigga though. Young nigga look like a fucking angel right now. G shit. G shit. But look though, today I don't know. I feel like I was like guided to make a fucking guided to make this type of video because I feel like this a problem what a lot of people deal with, especially in the world we live in today, and that's overthinking. Overthinking could be very detrimental to your brain and your mental health. Like overthinking could carry you down a dark path. It could put you in a dark space. It could put you in a just a bad vibe, you know, bad energy. You know what I mean? And I used to deal with this shit, when I was younger, and as I continue on my journey and shit, and as I mature spiritually and mentally, you know, I start to learn how to really overcome that shit. And I can teach y'all niggas how to overcome that shit. See, how most people deal with overthinking or any of their problems, they tend to run from it. You know what I mean? They tend to run from it and try to suppress it, try to hide from it. Whether that be, with drugs or sex or whatever it be. Just running from your problems, trying to find a replacement, like a substitute. You know what I mean? Whenever you start overthinking and you start to get these intrusive thoughts that you don't want, and it's like you don't want to think about them, but it's like you can't stop yourself and think about it. So you feel as though you try to numb those thoughts with, addictions or substances or whatever it be, whatever your shit may be. And that's the wrongest way to deal with that shit. You see what I'm saying? That's the wrongest way to deal with that shit, because running from your problems only can make it worse. Because even though you running from your problems and you may numb it for that moment, it's like you ain't fixing the problem. So it's like the problem can always there, it can always linger. And it's like you keep piling on more and more shit. So it's like the more you try to run from your problems, it's like a snowball effect, bro. So when one problem come up, you don't nip that in the bud right there, and you just keep that in the back of your mind. You don't try to fucking kill that shit right there. You try to suppress that shit. As you continue on with life, more problems can come. More problems can come. And as you keep going with this, trying to run from your problems and trying to numb your problems and numb your thoughts, you just creating a bigger problem. You get what I'm saying? It's like, for example, if you have like you know how they have like leaves and shit in the gutter, in the on the roof and shit. You may see like a little bit of leaves, and you may be like, you probably should have to clean that shit. You know what I mean? Because eventually it can get out of hand. But in your head, you saying, I don't really feel like doing that. I can deal with that another time. And more days come, more leaves get in the gutter, and you're like, fuck. You know what? I can deal with that later. And it's like, the more you start to run from that problem, the more you start to run away from trying to clean those leaves out the gutter, the more and more those leaves start to pile up, and the more harder it will be to clean out those leaves out the gutter. You see what I'm saying? When in the first place, if you would have just take those shits out the gutter from the first instance, you wouldn't have to deal with this problem. And this like overthinking. You know what I mean? This is exactly like overthinking. You have to deal with your problems head on, bro. You can't run from the shit. You can't. You just can't. You The longer you run from your problems, the harder it can be to fix your problems, and the harder it can be on you. So don't run from it, bro. Take that shit head on. And you may ask yourself the question, well, damn, like, okay, like, even if I attack my thoughts or attack my problems head on, like, how do I do it? Like, how do I win that battle? And you win that battle by winning the battle with your brain, by winning the battle with your thoughts. You cannot let your thoughts consume you. You can't let your problems consume you. You have to be in control of your own thoughts. You get what I'm saying? You have to be in control of your own thoughts. And the way to be in control of your own thoughts is you have to slow down your mind. You have to slow everything down. See, when you're overthinking and you keep thinking about different shit, it's like your mind is like a amusement park. A bunch of shit going on at once. You got, a Ferris wheel spinning over here. You got this roller coaster going up and down over here. You got people screaming over, it's a lot. But you gotta quiet all that shit down. You see what I'm saying? You gotta quiet all that shit down. And the way you quiet your thoughts down is it's a lot of different ways you could quiet your thoughts. And one of those is through meditation. Another one of those is literally just going in nature and just being in the sun, like what I doing right now, like being in the sun, or going to a park and just being like just be in the trees and be in the grass, touch the grass. You know what I mean? Be in nature. You know what I mean? You gotta slow down your nervous system. You gotta slow down your brain waves. You gotta slow everything down. That's the first step to stop overthinking, is to slow everything down. Because even if you try to do meditation and you try to stop it and you try to, do all this other shit to try to stop overthinking, if your mind is continuing to run at 1,000 miles an hour, it will be all for nothing. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So like, if you go into meditation, you may feel as though meditation won't work because you keep thinking, but that's because you skipping a step. You know what I mean? You have to slow down your brain waves. You have to slow down your thoughts in order for meditation to actually work. Because if you go into meditation, you just can keep thinking about the same shit. You get what I'm saying? So you gotta slow down. You gotta slow down your brain waves. Get off the weed, bro. Don't smoke the weed, bro. You see what I'm saying? The weed only can numb it. It ain't gonna help. Trust me, I know, bro. It ain't gonna help. It only get numb it. So you gotta stay off that shit. You have to be sober. You have to have a sober mind in order to, get rid of those thoughts. Because, when you smoking, bro, and you high and shit, that only makes it worse, because it only makes those thoughts louder. And you make you overthink even more. You know what I mean? So you gotta release that shit. So bro, like once you get out in nature. And another thing, get all the technology out your face, bro. Don't be on your phone. Don't be on no laptop. Don't be watching TV. No, nigga. Go outside, bro. Go out fucking side, bro. Go to a park or some shit. And literally just stay there with your thoughts, bro. Literally. It can be a battle to try to stop. But, bro, I promise you have the strength to win that battle, bro. You just can't give up so easily. You know what I mean? You just can't give up so easily. And once you do that, once you, out in nature and you find a way to really slow down your brain waves and slow down your thoughts, then you enter meditation. You enter meditation, you enter within yourself, and you take those problems head on. You start to release those thoughts. Release those thoughts. And another thing, sometimes it's okay to speak to people. Now, listen to me when I say this. Sometimes, bro, you can't explain your problems to any and everybody, bro. Because sometimes, bro, you trying to explain your problems to people, to the wrong set of people, only can make it worse. Only can make it worse. So, bro, like, bro, talk to a therapist or something. You know what I mean? If you need a therapist to talk to a therapist. Or if this a bro, if this person you want to talk to ain't like, don't got day shit together, bro, don't not go to that person with your problems. Trying to go to somebody who ain't got their own shit together, who ain't got their own problems together, and you trying to come to them and trying to ask them to help fix your problems, they it don't even fuck you up even more, because they don't even know how to fuck to deal with their shit, so they can tell you bullshit. You see what I'm saying? So if you can't speak to nobody, bro, try to go to a therapist. You see what I'm saying? Try to speak to a therapist. And yeah, bro, you gotta go within yourself through meditation and slow down your thoughts, and really get rid of those thoughts. You understand? Get off social media, get off TV, get off the drugs, get off all that shit, bro. Go outside and experience life, bro. You see what I'm saying? But it's easier than you think, bro. You know what I mean? We control our own mind. We control our own thoughts. We are in control of our reality, bro. But if you allowing other things to take a hold of you, you know, you won't survive in this shit. It ain't gonna work. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, bro. Slow down your thoughts, bro. And meditate. Alright. Hope that shit out, bro.